Alright, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Hope Super Series Aztec 22 semi-finals brought to you by Hope Esports. I'm Saithran and I welcome you all to match number 1. It's going to be Wrangle. It's going to be exciting. Our players are all set to give us an absolute blast from this first Wrangle game. Here we go. The flight path has initiated. Moving from shooting range, finishing off towards Sosnoka military base. A flight path which is western region oriented. Currently favoring the western regions of Wrangle map. Players will find it eventually difficult to head towards the eastern regions, the eastern edges mainly. Lipov, Kamil, Tapa, Novorepno, even Kameshki will be difficult to access. And right now, if you talk about Team AX, they're heading towards 70 regions. And I guess they have a company there because even Team Direction, they're heading towards 70 regions. But now they've diverted their gliding, so maybe they will just grab vehicles and head towards Yasnapoli. And the first circle is pretty much associated with the flight path. The first circle favoring the northwestern regions of Wrangle map shooting range currently. Deep inside the circle, if we talk about Team MTN, they headed towards the big city of Georgopol and they are currently involved in a drop clash, I must say. Team SB didn't maintain much distance. So it's Sansad Bhavan versus Team Sansad Bhavan versus Team MTN, that is Team Motion. Oh, the team's maintaining the distance right now. It's a 3-1 split maintained by Team SB. Kulmain can get caught off guard. There is a possibility. Team STX on the other end, they are into action too. That fight coming out of very pure regions. Team V4 getting a good start for them. Team V4, Vortex 4M, getting a good start. Casualty will be faced by Team Alep Esports. Multiple teams in this particular area. In the back-end areas, there is Team 17 as well, which will go for the third party, that is God Esports. They're just waiting for their time to come. Shinik gets knocked out. Shinik gets finished off. Team TJV, they are into action. Multiple teams investing themselves into fights. But initiative is being taken by Team V4. Vortex 4M, they're taking the initiative and gradually they're closing in the distance. But Feroxy gets knocked out. A good opening there. This will buy some time for Team Alep Esports. And I guess they should fall back and disengage from this fight because the more they involve themselves into this fight, the more probabilities increase of them getting eliminated in the initial stages. I don't see a clutch happening here. It's a 2v4 fight. Well, now it's a 3v4. The help has arrived. TJV Esports, meanwhile, they are facing a bit issues. Retaliation has been seen. Even DT gets knocked out. Alpha won't disappoint. Bisha gets knocked out. It was NTB. Bisha will be getting knocked out. Feroxy on the other end gets knocked out again. Still the fight continues. In very pure. Alpha barely survives that spray. Oh, Viper won't fail to knock down Alpha. Shanks is the last player surviving. Reviving DT for now. And Alpha will be finished up. TJV Esports, they're down to 2 players. And look at Bali. Look at Valley. From where he was dealing those shots and trying to give cover to his teammate. He was present in that squad house. There was such a long range, but there was an accurate spray. He managed to create pressure on Alpha. And Alpha was forced to drop himself down of the containers. And then he was finished off. But now Shanks, his 1v1 with Viper. Viper trusts his grenades first. And even Shanks, he's trying to prioritize those grenades. And that grenade connects. Viper lacking with his HPs. Does Shanks know? And the help has arrived. And Shanks now in a 1v2 situation. Diddy doesn't have much healings for himself. And Shanks should control himself. If Diddy doesn't have no healings, I guess he can borrow them from Shanks. But Shanks gets knocked out. That was a panic situation. A lot of confusion there. And I believe there was no need to take initiative in this fight. You had numbers disadvantage. It was pretty much obvious that your opponents could have taken the initiative. But now Diddy will be caught off guard. And that's the end for DJV Esports. A really, really good start for Team NTB. Team not turning back. They just lose. They don't lose any player, by the way. All their players are alive. And that is such a good message. not turning back, winning a fight. That's a clean sweep. Losing no player matters a lot. The fairy peer action continues. And I guess a team has been eliminated. A-Lip Esports, they have 4 eliminations. They clutched it. I said that A-Lip Esports might not be able to clutch. But again, whatever I say, I mean, the opposite thing happens. And this is what happened here. A-Lip Esports, they clutched their opponents. And just like that, Team V4, V4M, they're eliminated. Even DJV, they're eliminated from this game. MTN, they've started their fight. Only Maytech is the player surviving. Domination established by Team SB. Sunset Bowen in this fight. The grenade comes. Maytech very much cautious, but with that pre-fire, he has pretty much revealed his position. And it's a 1v4 scenario, I guess. Another grenade. Maytech barely surviving in 10 HPs. This time, he might get flushed out. Uh-oh. This time that grenade misses. And it's a 1v3, not a 1v4. Maytech goes for that pre-fire. Balin Shah should not get knocked out. Balin Shah finally makes those connections. Barely survives in 10 HPs. But wins that 1v1. And MTN gets eliminated on 17th position. That's pretty much sad. Such a good start for Team SB. They lost Kulmain in this fight, who contributed most amount of finishes. That's 2 out of 4. 50% contribution in terms of finishes, but survival was 0. Good start for Team SB. X1NW. Right now focusing on rotation. The first circle is favoring a particular area, that is the northern regions of Varangal, so you have to travel a lot. That's why X1NW, they're going for their early rotation, but they spot a team right in front of them. And it's Team NT. Frost was spotted. Even Frost is trying to go for the rotation. Team Nevert. And I guess Sevki gets knocked out. Frost tried to retaliate. Makes no connection. Confirmation will be seeked immediately by X1NW. They have a terrific gunfire. You gotta be careful in front of X1NW. You cannot underestimate them because they're so much unpredictable. Out of nowhere, they just manage to establish their domination. And sometimes when they fumble so bad they are really not able to rise back. That's the story of this team. When they fumble, they are not really able to rise back. But when they start smashing, they don't really stop. And they keep smashing throughout the game. And they end up winning it. Multiple teams right now in this particular area. Such a big cluster this is. Team number 10 joins the party. Is Team Darkness. And Team Darkness right now, they want to cross the bridge in their back end areas. It's Team QRX. QRX Esports looking forward to stab Team Darkness in their back. Frost gets knocked out. Starboy gets knocked out as well from X1NW. That's a risky revival. If Team TD spots X1NW, Starboy and Ash executing that revival in the open areas, trouble might increase for them. Priority. Is he spotted? I don't think so. Priority. He went for the spray, makes no connection. QRX, even they diverted the rotation. They will take the long way towards the circle. X1NW versus Team Darkness. This could be the fight, the big fight, which we might see now. And Priority immediately gets knocked out, gets flushed out too. That was a brilliant spray by X1NW. And I said this before, they have a terrific gunfire. And even Luxury Girl, she made a terrible mistake, stopping in open areas. She wanted to give cover to her teammate, but immediately she realized that she is completely vulnerable at that point. Grabbed the vehicle, and I guess Team Darkness, they are looking forward to move on from this loss they faced. Team DR just started, taking on Team NTB. Fight continues in the southern regions of Sevenia, and immediately Team DR, they win that fight. Team Direction, they win that fight. They get 3 eliminations. NTB gets eliminated on 14 positions. So much aggressiveness we've seen in this lobby. A total amount of 13 teams and 39 players are alive. X1NW, they are engaged in that fight since a very long time. And they're not able to get out of it. Starboy with a fantastic spray. One gets knocked out. And I think that's the end for one. X1NW might start closing in. This is the opening they were looking for. Ego will surely create that flank angle. Rian gets knocked out. Clutch inside the shack. He was above that shack. Where is Scary right now? QRX Scary. He went for the revival. Blue zone. Uh-oh! Ego knocks down Scary. And it's game over for QRX. Clutch is the last man standing. But he spots his opponent there. That's Ego versus Clutch. But I don't think Hutch, that is. I'm sorry, Hutch. I don't think Hutch from this particular position will be able to achieve a lot. Oh, but Ash gets knocked out. There was a random spray inside smoke. And now Hutch, he goes for the grenade. X1NW has to make sure that they don't lose any player. Yes, Starboy, he gets cooked. He gets finished off. Third party coming up from Team EXN Gaming's side. And EXN Gaming getting those bonus frags. They'll get more, I guess. They'll get more because QRX Scary is still knocked out. And I guess Scary won't give his frag to his opponents. Meanwhile, Chalrain Noob, he straight away goes for the slam and he gets knocked out. Ego is unstoppable. He's the last player surviving from X1NW's side. Yes, he is the last player surviving. Hutch gets taken down. It was Turpal who will finish Hutch, and QRX gets eliminated on 13th position. Well, X1NW Ego, he has to keep his ego aside. He's moving towards the circle. Had no idea about the opponent present right in front of him. He switches the seat of the vehicle, but gets no result. He tried so hard, but in the end, it doesn't really matter. Maga finished him out. X1NW gets eliminated on 12th position. And another fight happening. It's Team Alep who's trying to go for that third party. They conquered Fairy Pier. We saw how they retaliated. And they eliminated a big team. Cobra. He was in open areas. Turbo. From such a long range, he dealt amazing shots there. And immediately now, ALAP Esports, they have to compromise and start moving towards the circle. They didn't pull this fight like a rubber band, which in my opinion was a very matured move. They've secured 4 eliminations till now. And they're moving pretty much smoothly is what I believe. They lost Mintel in the initial stages in that fight, that drop clash they had. They lost a player there. But after that, they made a fantastic comeback. Taika gets knocked out. Team YKS down to 1 player. And VXS, the question is how much he will be able to travel. Team Yikes. VX is the last player surviving, and Sons of Bhavan, they've been dominating the big city of Georgopol till now. Third circle has been initiated. It's a centralized shift. And Team Darkness straight away holding the center of the circle. It takes guts to directly go and conquer the center of the circle, because when you're at the center, you become the center of attraction, and there is a possibility where multiple teams might try to go for that slamming on Team Darkness. They can become the center of attraction. Prioritet was lost in the initial stages. We saw that huge cluster X1NW. They gave Team Darkness that casualty. And Team X1NW, unfortunately, they've been eliminated from this game. So Team Darkness will look forward to get that retaliation maybe in the next game. But for now, they'll be focusing on that winner-winner chicken dinner. And it's a winner-winner chicken dinner oriented game played by Team Darkness. They're not really in a hurry. They're not really hungry for finishes. All they want is that winner-winner chicken dinner. Even GNS is holding the edge of the circle. There are not many players alive. I guess GNSS could have tried to enter deep inside the circle. This would be like a future investment for them. Team GodX Genesis. This would have been a future investment for them. Now another circle will initiate, and I don't find any chance that the upcoming circle will favor Team J and SS. So eventually they'll move. But Team Darkness, I feel like circle will keep favoring them. AWP esports might try to create openings, and Team Darkness now they need to control themselves. And this is the point where that desperation starts triggering in, because you've just secured one elimination, and you need more in order to make a good position on points table. So maybe Team Darkness, if they go for those unnecessary peaks and they reveal their pixels, eventually they'll face a knock, and that slamming will be invited, which won't be good because defending a squad house ain't that easy. Even Sunset Bhavan now in the nearby area. Circle immediately moves for a western arch shift. GNSS, they have to start moving. They have to start their rotation. Even SY Esports, they're closing in. So side by side, two teams, they're rotating. And Star 7 went too much close. And he spots his opponents as well. Star 7 really makes a connection there. This time he finds some. And officially now this fight has begun. This GNSS versus SY Esports. Star 7 gets caught off guard. Ran over, was right there. Star 7 misses. His opponent barely surviving in 10 HPs. The cover will be provided. What? Devil? Is that Devil? Yep, there was Devil. Devil gets knocked out. The two last players surviving. GNSS has collapsed. Valverde got knocked out. And there was a fabulous tracing. Oh, Valverde gets knocked out again. Bugatti's bothering GNSS like anything. And Kaku gets finished off. It's Boruto. Just like that, GNSS gets eliminated on 11th position. That was so much easy for Team SY Esports. They didn't face any kind of trouble in this particular fight. Easily they'll be wiping off their opponents. And now it's time to make it to the circle. Team Dream, they're just sitting idle. Team Darkness, I'm really sorry. Team Darkness, they're just sitting idle. And they're away from action, they're away from drama. I expected from teams that they would prioritize the center of the circle, but that didn't really happen. So kind of reverse psychology played by Team Darkness. Team EXN moving very closely. Sunset Bhavan, how didn't they realize that a team is moving so closely? Team is moving so close to them. Leo gets knocked out, that's a good welcome. Sunset Bhavan, we saw how they lost Kulmin in the initial stages. Ramburn barely survived. Could have got knocked out. Free fire coming in from Turpal's side. Won't be able to make this connection. It's a 2v2 fight. Leo is being given that revival. Turpal goes for that grenade. Well, reduces some amount of HP of his opponent. And this grenade might knock down. Yes! Leo gets knocked out. Another opening has been created. Ramburn steps down and almost puts a Molotov on himself. Pressure rising for Sunset Bhavan. Even for Team EXN, Malda knocks down Valentine. And now it's 1v1 because Malda gets knocked out as well. And Turpal, can he win this 1v1 fight? Against Rambaran. In Turpal, he finished out Leo and Valentine at the same time with that grenade. Rambaran now he pulls a grenade. Oh, and he finishes Turpal. That is fantastic. Team EXN gets eliminated on 8th position. Sunset Bhavan survives. It all comes down to 7 teams and 18 players. Three eliminations for Team God. And God Esports, just because they have that numbers disadvantage doesn't mean you can take advantage of the situation and you can suppress God Esports. 3 players make this team even more balanced. So even if they're playing with just 3 players, cannot underestimate them. You cannot count them out of contention. Hamo being stabbed in his back. Hamo gets knocked out. Cobra doing a great job. But he's spotted too, and now he'll feel the urge to move towards the circle because Stage 6 is about to begin. And look at the amount of damage this blue zone is dealing on these players. A-Lab Esports needs to find a shelter inside the circle. The Cobra is in open areas. He won't be able to make his way here. You cannot survive in open areas. Look at Team DR. Team Direction from such a long range. They were able to make those connections. They could make those connections. Rambaran gets finished off because of the blue zone. Sunset Bone gets eliminated on 7th position. Bofi gets knocked out. Close action between Team SY and A-Lab Esports. Is Bofi the last player surviving? Well, Freeze is the last player surviving. And Freeze is struggling right now to survive. Bofi gets flushed out officially now. Freeze is the last player surviving, and the threat is coming closer. Team SY is moving closer, and any grenade now might end things for Freeze. Even Hamo, he's desperately trying to go for those grenades, and he cannot move. He cannot move closer because there are multiple teams who saw Freeze moving behind that rock. So SY Esports wouldn't want to get caught in that third party. Clasher gets knocked out. God Esports joining the party with the third party on Team DR. Wait and Clasher. Well, Wait and Gelent now, the dual Ray of Hope surviving. And as soon as God Esports they created that opening, straight away they headed towards the circle, and I guess that was not really a good decision because he jumped out of the vehicle way too early and got knocked out and finished off. So that was a suicide which he committed. That was absolutely unintentional, but that didn't really favor his team. It was a big loss. The luxury girl makes it to the circle. Grenade might create a huge amount of troubles for. And why is she not using grenades? Doesn't she know that Star 7 is right in front of her? And Star 7 will become a villain at this point. Luxury girl barely survives that grenade. Look at her HP. And now, she'll choose violence. Can she knock down Star 7? That was a brilliant grenade. A well-calculated grenade, I must say. Well, that grenade exploded right on the face. SY Esports gets eliminated on 4th position. It all comes down to 3 teams, 7 players. Team DR Challenge will be flushed out. Team Direction, just 1 player is alive, and Clasher, he's out of the circle. No team right now is present inside the circle. Who will it be? Will it be Axe Gaming? Will it be Team Direction? Or will it be Team Darkness? Team Darkness made an early investment into this compound, and they've been holding their position into this compound since a very long time. And the credit goes to the IGL, the way he predicted the circle, that the end circle would form in these nearby areas. That was insane. Mezoma finishes Clasher, and Team Direction gets eliminated on 3rd position. Well, it's a 2v3, and still Team Darkness, they cannot take risk. They cannot be casual. They have to be very much cautious. Each and every step should be wise. Love Me will be taken down, and it is all over. Team Darkness gets that well-deserving winner chicken dinner. IGL has done a great job, in my opinion. The way he anticipated this circle. Well, he kept his finger on that one particular compound and said that the end circle will form in this compound's neighborhood. And that's what really happened. And Team Darkness, they ended up winning the game. Just because of the IGL. Decent amount of eliminations they've secured. Total amount of 9 eliminations they've secured, and a winner chicken, and that's 19 points. Bomber, what a way to start the hashtag 22 semi-final. And with this, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be taking a short break, and we'll be right back with match number 2. It's going to be Miramar. Till then, do hit the like button and the subscribe button. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Hope Super Series hashtag 22 semifinals brought to you by Hope Esports. We are all set to start off with match number 2. It's going to be Miramar. The flight path is here, initiating from Impala and finishing off towards the northeastern regions of La Cobreria, and basically favoring the northeastern regions of Miramar map, even the central regions. But a blind spot has been created towards the western and the southwestern regions. Chumacer, Avella del Mar, Patona. These drop locations cannot be accessed. If we talk about the central regions, teams will easily extend their gliding process and access the central regions of Miramar map. And I guess there will be a lot of drop clashes as well. Multiple teams might head towards Impala regions. Multiple teams might head towards Los Leones, San Martin. We'll see a huge drop clash in these major drop locations. These are all prime locations. And obviously, especially those teams who are at the bottom of the table, those teams will try their very best to fetch out as much as finishes as they can in order to make a memorable comeback and make their way to the grand finals. First circle is not at all associated with the flight path. The first circle is favoring the western regions, so teams need to travel a lot in order to enter deep inside the circle. And there is a possibility where multiple teams will go for a early rotation to avoid chaos at the same time, because mainly the eastern regions of the circle will be utilized to enter the circle. So eastern region will be completely packed. A lot of traffic might be seen in this particular area. Well, ALP Esports, immediately after they're dropping, they lose their 2 star players, Bofi and Freeze. They're out, and Mintil and Cobra will be the dual ray of hope surviving. Even QRX Esports, they are into action. Sansud Bhavan, they lost Leo, not really a good start for them. Fight coming out from Hacienda del Petron. V4M Esports in this fight too. Oh, how many teams are here? I guess it's a triple threat fight. Even QRX Esports, they are in these regions. Hutch has that DBS. Last match ended pretty sadly for QRX, but Hutch, with a jump movement, he moved. Didn't give much sound of his footsteps. That was a good decision in my opinion. Another player gets knocked out. QRX Esports, they're on their front foot. Now the final player surviving will be taken down with absolute ease. Sansud Bhavan gets eliminated on 18th position. All the players of QRX are alive, and V4M might take advantage of the situation. They're coming in. They're closing in. ALP Esports in the outer skirts, I guess they want revenge. And ALP Esports, they are closing in too. But with just 2 players, are they gonna make that difference? That's the question. V4M still waiting for their time to come, and it's such a wide open area. I don't think it's manageable for them to close in, and they had time to close in, but they gave QRX so much amount of time to settle down, and now they've climbed up those rooftops. Basically now they will stop V4M from closing in. Payne enters the open areas. What's one doing here? Why isn't he able to spot Payne? He has a Scarl, but no sight he has. No scope he has. And that's what stopped him from dealing that spray. Trigger discipline he showed. Payne tried to retaliate. Can any player right now just try to create that flank angle? Hutch has a grenade and he just tosses it like that. And Payne, he falls back. That was a very overcooked grenade. And that grenade didn't travel much distance in order to make connections on Payne. So that grenade goes in vain. One gets knocked out. The retaliation is coming in, and I guess QRX won't be able to save one. Holmes is moving very quickly, but one survives this time. But Holmes desperately trying to get that confirmation on back in areas. Another team will be seen, and I guess that's Team NTB. NTB is closing in. They heard the gunshots, and the lobby is quite violent. And finally, one will be flushed out. Holmes faces no trouble, but now that grenade came right his way. Holmes, now he has to fall back. And still there is a threat where NTB can stab him in his back. But NTB now exploding. Sunny's gonna get that confirmation, I guess. No, that's Wild will be getting that confirmation. 2 finishes were NTB. 2 elimination points for NTB, a good start. Multiple teams into action. The teams are already trying to enhance their gun power. QRX esports standing tall and Hacienda del Petron, they lost 2 players. And these 2 casualties could have been avoided, in my opinion, especially one's casualty. There was no need to go alone in open areas. He could have just stayed with his teammates. But the grid of finishes triggered in. X1NW and the outer skirts. And I guess X1NW, they might prioritize the slamming as they know there are less amount of players in Hacienda del Petron. And with 4 players, they can wipe the floor out with QRX. ALP Esports Mintel gets flushed out, and ALP Esports, they're just down to 1 player. It's Cobra. He's usually separated from his opponent. And Bisha has to take so much amount of risk across the road. But now here comes the slamming. It's about to be game over for Cobra. Oh, Val climbs up. And Cobra gets flushed out. Val showing so much bravery. Well, that was a risky move. He could have got knocked out. 4 teams have been already eliminated from this game. What's happening here? We've just started this game. This is just the first circle. We've seen so many fights and multiple teams are into fights. We've seen a war till now. Now QRX Rehan gets knocked out and QRX is about to get eliminated. It's Hutch, the last player surviving. What can he do now? Hutch versus the whole lineup of X1NW. Grenade was right on target. A well-calculated grenade by Starboy, right on money. And X1NW, just like that, gets 3 easy elimination points. So much aggressiveness. GNSS lose Valverde. GNSS is having a hard time as well. Is GNSS eliminated from this game? Yes, GNSS gets eliminated on 13th position. Couldn't do much. And first circle is yet to close. And we've seen almost 6 teams getting eliminated. And the lobby needs blood. Players want to fight. But meanwhile, Team Yikes, they're swimming against the tide. They're playing passive. And they haven't really completed their loot yet. And El Pozo wasn't really close to the flight path. That means the Yikes have traveled. They went for that early rotation. They have company now. They've shared their drop location with Team Not Afraid. And Team Not Afraid gave a surprise to Team Yikes. Simon is out. Well, they didn't see it coming at all. Yikes didn't see this coming. And gradually now, Team Not Afraid, they're moving further. They're moving close to their opponents. Just to get a better view. Just to get better hands on their opponents. And each and every team, we can see the intent. It's so much positive. Fights after fights we've been seeing since the beginning of this game. Second circle has been initiated. It's a southern arch shift. SY Esports is deep inside the circle. They don't really need to worry about anything. Circle is favoring them. Meanwhile, in the northern regions of Chumasera, it's Team DJV who got eliminated in the initial stages in the last game. Irangle wasn't that great for them. So DJV Esports will try to play very passive in this Miramar. This is what they've been doing till now. They played passive. They've already made it to the top 12. Didn't really need to do much extra work. Didn't really need to do anything extra. So now it's time to find opponents and start adding frags to your list. Where each and every team is playing so much aggressively. You, on the other end, playing so much passive doesn't really suit. So maybe DJV Esports will adapt themselves to the way lobby is playing right now. This place is sizzling. And Miramar usually is very much difficult. Oh, Trace coming in. Retro as soon as filled his vehicle with fuel. He was attacked by Team SY from height, from the huge height, from the huge hill, attacking Retro. Retro survives though. And if you analyze the fight of Team DJV, that fight they have with Team NTV, well, Shanks, I guess, he made a slight blunder there. I believe he could have given his teammate some healings, and apart from that, he could have held his position. He could have waited for his opponent to push in. DJV Shanks was being too much aggressive, in my opinion. If he would have waited at that point, I guess DJV Esports could have won that fight against their opponent, NTB Esports. But even NTB Esports, after winning that fight, they got eliminated. So NTB Esports is not that far from Team DJV. They can still catch them on points table. 12 teams and 45 players. The next circle is about to begin. Next one, NW. Now they're gonna fight NTB. And they're gonna attack NTB out of nowhere. Well, Nishan was in open area as well, was Starboy waiting for. And here comes in the retaliation immediately. And look at the HP of Starboy. Ash moves in very close. Ash needs to watch himself. Ego gets knocked out. And what's Ash up to? Ash trying to create that flank angle. And that's a great angle. Clutcher gets knocked out. X1NW is falling apart. But he creates an opening there. But that's not enough. And Ash now trying to reunite with his teammates on the back end areas. It's Team SY. They might close in too. They might shift their attention onto these particular areas. Sunny gets knocked out. Here comes in the third party. NTB Esports facing trouble. They're wobbling. Last player survives now for NTB. And I guess NTB Esports, they're out too. NTB Esports has been eliminated. SY Esports gets a bonus frag for them. But this is what I was talking about. SY Esports might go for the third party, and here they come. They immediately closed in. X1NW, they are 4 players strong. SY is 4 players strong. It's an epic 4v4 battle. Both these teams has a terrific amount of gunpowder in them. A terrific amount of potential in them. Clutcher regains his HP pack. Ego, with that crucial angle, might create a huge difference in this fight. Starboy. But he reunites with Ashboy. Boruto trying to cut off that flank angle of Ego. Utilities matters a lot. And both these teams need to be very much careful because they might take a taste of their own medicine. They've been doing third parties till now. And there is a possibility that the teams traveling towards the circle might stop and check out and do third parties on these two teams. That is Team SY and X1NW. But Clutcher will be spotted. Boruto won't make a mistake. He knocks him down. 4v3 is the scenario, and Boruto needs to climb up that ridge in order to nerf Ego down inside that shack. Third circle basically going for a northwestern shift. This fight is happening on the eastern edge of the circle. Boruto, Star 7, both of them squaring up upon Ego. And Ego gets knocked out. Hamo knocking down Ego, and another setback for X1NW. Ash and Starboy doesn't have much area. But Ash Shoji knocks down Boruto. A ray of hope for X1NW. But Ash Shoji gets knocked out. It's Bugatti. With that AUG, he'll be knocking down Ash Shoji. Starboy heading towards Ash, but it's too late. SY is gonna go for that slamming. And they are gonna end this fight right here, right now. Starboy is prioritizing a fight. Both of the players are knocked out, Boruto and Star 7. And what if Starboy pulls out a 1v4? But there's still a chance where he can revive his own teammate, that is Ash. And this fight will be turned into a 2v2. A new story is being written here. Team Not Afraid, even they are eliminated from this game. Team Not Afraid, they're out. Team Yikes smashed them out of this lobby. We saw a few minutes ago, Team Yikes, they got a surprise from Team Not Afraid. And after that, they took retaliation. They took revenge. 69 Hamo gets knocked out. Starboy is rocking. He's everywhere. Bugatti is the last place surviving. And here comes in the third party. And I predicted this. Team NT goes for the third party, and I think both these teams are going to get eliminated. Team NT is going to be victorious. Bugatti is far away from his teammates. Both will get finished up. Team SY down to 3. Well, there's still a chance to revive Star 7 and Hamo. But Team NT needs to move towards the circle. That's the only way Bugatti will find a way. Hamo, he'll give up. Star 7 gets finished out. Claus takes down Bugatti. That's why Hammer got finished down. So yeah, SY Esports, they tried their very best to rise back. They got eliminated on 8th position. It all comes down to 8 teams, 27 players. Axe Esports trying to claim high advantage for them. Tanjiro gets spotted. And White Keys won't allow Tanjiro to claim that high advantage for himself. But a new twist in the story. Jaka gets knocked out with that grenade. And T-Max, immediately they will start squaring up on Team Yikes. And they go so much deep in. Leora goes for that grenade. Finds no connection. Utilities are being used. Kane has to be alert because Leora might find an angle on him. VXS gets knocked out, gets flushed out immediately. Didn't get flushed out yet. But he's on the verge of being finished off. Now he'll be finished off. And what's Leora doing? Still waiting. There's nothing much Leora can do right now. She goes for that spray. Leora knocks down 1. Close range fight. Leora takes down 2. That was quick. It was lightning quick. And Leora needs to heal herself up. And Leora is panicking right now. And Leora gets finished off. Team Yikes gets eliminated on 7th position. It all comes down to 16, 24 players. 4th circle has been initiated. A northwestern shift by the circle. Team Darkness on the southern edge. Maybe they're dealing with team... Which team is that? That's team... Alright, that's team DJV. 0 eliminations have been secured till now. Luxury Girl gets a surprise. And Luxury Girl is out of this game. The consistency has been showed by Team Darkness. Last game they got that winner chicken dinner. This game they made it to the top 6. No eliminations have been secured till now. That's a whole other story. But still, in terms of placement, they played well. DJV Esports goes for the desperate slam in, but ends up in a sandwich situation because right behind them, it's Team EXE. And this is what DJV didn't expect. And whatever they tried to do turns out to be brutal for them. Executioners were right behind them, and that was not a well calculated slam. And in my opinion, there was too much desperation. And that's the reason why DJV Esports, they're suffering right now, but they just lost 1 player. They've been lucky this time that they've just lost 1 player in this sandwich situation. Meisoma, too much low with their HP. Alpha chooses a grenade as a weapon. Alpha won't make those connections. Axe Esports Stain. He's out of this game. Leva, Tanjiro, only 2 players surviving. And even Tanjiro, it's very difficult for him. Well, Tanjiro will try to make the most out of these resources. The blue zone is troubling him. And Tanjiro needs to reload his M416. And Tanjiro now in open areas. Oh no. Messes up with Tanjiro. Finishes him out. God Esports. They had another finish to their list. But Leva is present inside the circle. Can Leva turn this game? 6 eliminations for God Esports till now. A pretty decent game, pretty decent performance. And Leva is currently sharing the compound with Team 20. That is Team Nevert. And Team Nevert didn't really try to show any kind of attacking approach on Leva. Both these teams just patiently spending time inside that compound instead of choosing violence. Even Team Darkness is present inside the circle, but Executioners, their focus is strong and they need a wide area for themselves. Grab their vehicles and immediately they start moving towards the circle. Team Darkness, at a point dealing with 2 teams, they dealt that spray. And look at the amount of presence of mind Mesoma has. As soon as she was done with Executioners, as soon as she stopped that spray, immediately she checked on Team DJV if they're closing in or not. She was prepared. She knew that after hearing those praise, DJV Esports might start closing in, and it was a kind of bait too for DJV Esports. Mezuma did a fantastic job there, but it's a whole other story that she didn't get any kind of results, which is absolutely fine. Not every time you get results for what you do. But DJV Esports now, they're gonna face the damage from the blue. Mezoma and Lost, they're just patiently waiting, and Mezoma with that MG3, it's gonna be nasty. Executioners troubling Team Never. Frost gets knocked out. Frost is being bothered by the blue zone. Sefki is gonna get knocked out. And Negrilla is gonna get finished out too. And I guess Team Never. Oh no. The last bullet will be connected by Manfilas. And Executioners gets another frag. Yep, that was Manfilas from Executioners. 9 eliminations for Executioners. And still DJV Esports didn't close in. What are they waiting for? Just 1 elimination they've secured. They lost Shanks. I guess they did close in, but there was not much cooperation from all the players of Team DJV when the topic was about attacking Team Darkness. And all the players agreed only Shanks may be closed in. Mezoma gets that 1 frag. And I told this before that with that MG3, Mezoma is invincible. The close range will be much more brutal. Players are now retreating towards the circle. Team Darkness, they are far away. They need to grab their vehicles and start moving towards the circle. Alpha gets knocked out. Retro is spotted too. And I guess Sangui, from here it's pretty much easy for him for him to make this connection with the grenade. Oh, Mike Royce knocks on Lost. Retro gets finished out. Only 1 player is remaining. It's Mezoma. Mezoma will be taken down by Manfilas. It is all over. Executioners, they make it look so much easy. Winner chicken dinner for Executioners with a total amount of 12 eliminations. Hashtag 2 for Team Dream. Team Darkness, I'm sorry. Hashtag 2 for Team Darkness. And with this, ladies and gentlemen, we come to an end of match number 2. We'll be taking a short break and we'll be right back with match number 3. It's going to be Rondo. Till then, do hit that like and that subscribe button. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Hope Super Series Aztec 22 semi-finals, brought to you by Hope Esports. It's time for Rondo. It's time for bloodshed. We're going to see a lot of action in the initial stages, and the flight path is even favoring the central regions of Rondo. It's initiating from Ryan, finishing off towards Tinlong Garden. Neox Factory will be heavily equipped by players. It's going to be a hot spot in Neox Factory. Multiple teams are going to head towards Neox Factory, and they're going to burn this place down, is what I feel. But I can see only Clasher heading towards the Record Tower. His team is heading towards Neox Factory. At the same time, if we talk about Axe, Love Me, maybe he'll head towards Muhopan, or the tower in the southern regions of Muhopan. He'll secure MT and Matic. Oh my goodness, what kind of a circle is this? Circle immediately head towards the western regions of Rondo map. Extreme western circle. And this is the speciality of Rondo. The circle is so much unpredictable here. And sort of unpredictable kind of a circle. We saw Leva knocking down Ego. X1NW. Immediately they are into action. MT and Esports grabbing the weapons. Kyo, why is he dropping so much late? Bugatti immediately getting knocked out. Star 7 trying to access that record tower. Even DJV Esports, not all their players are in this Neox Factory. Luxury Girl. Does she have her teammates around? Yes, she does. Try it, hit. No worry. Lost took down a player, but unfortunately even he got knocked out. Bisha in a situation of a 1v1 with Bane. Well, it's a 1v2 because Feroxy is present here too. And in the back end area, as we can see, Kosh, BBL. So if he joins this fight too, it will be quite easy for V4M to eliminate Bisha. Why to take risk? Pain moves in. Pain gets knocked out. Where's Feroxy? Oh, Feroxy knocks down Bisha. And oh my goodness, Pain! Pain gets finished out. What is Feroxy doing there? Why didn't he grab that revival? Why didn't he grab his teammate? That's a wastage of recall, in my opinion. Here could have been saved. Wow, Luxury Girl with M249 4x scope. Hutch. He's out. QRX faces another casualty. But Luxury Girl is gonna get knocked out. Algorithm. First he'll get knocked out by Luxury Girl. And yes, this is what I was talking about. Luxury Girl is gonna get knocked out because he cannot be safe with low HPs on the rooftop of this building. Private hit. Now he has to start exploding. He has to seek revenge as well. Challenge. Brilliant job done by Challenge them. Knocks down one player. Leva gets knocked down as well. And Axe Esports now completely focusing on the recall. Wow. Two teams have already been eliminated from this game. 2-0-1. Just one team got eliminated. It's NTB Esports who got eliminated. Bisha. We saw him getting finished out a few minutes ago. This is a disgrace, an absolute disgrace, especially in Rondo, where you have recall opportunities. Still you get eliminated in the initial stages. This is an absolute disgust which happened with Team NTB. Not turning back, straight away turned towards the lobby. They need to figure out what's going wrong right now. Because whatever they are doing, they are losing at it. Try to take. Knocking down Wait. Wait gets flushed out. Guided Head gets knocked out this time. And Shanks accesses that recall tower. Gets finished out. Leo knocks out Feroxy, who was the gatekeeper of this recall tower, who was watching this recall tower closely so that he could recall his teammates. But now that option is gone. So some other player needs to start focusing on recall. Herms Did he reach a nearby recall tower? I don't think so. He's almost 3,000 meters away. And now not much team present in his track and New York's factory regions. It's almost cleared out. But still QRX Esports, they are fighting. And is the whole lineup of QRX Esports present in this particular area? I don't think so. I don't think so. SB, Kulamane. Wow, didn't even take an extra second to finish Kulmane out. And Sansud Bhavan. They are fighting Team Not Afraid. And Team Not Afraid got too much excited after creating that opening. One vehicle was shared by two players. And they will face the consequences of their desperation. Look at None. Immediately took a U-turn and ran away from his opponent. But Rambaran gets might have got knocked out. I thought that Rambaran got knocked out. But still luck is favoring him. And that was a pretty average spray by None. Was too much in a hurry. To deal that spray. And now I guess they should start moving towards the circle too. Zukai knocks down MT and Matic. MT and Matic will be flushed out immediately. And now only 3 players of MTN are alive. Is any player present on recall tower? Yes, it's Kyo who is on recall tower right now. And he's taking all the precautions, although he's all alone here, but still. He'll take that precaution, uses that smoke, press that button and bring back Matic into action. But now it's Exim's and Zoe's responsibility to win this fight. 2v2 and it's manageable. Zukai gets knocked out. That was very quick. Has the retaliation been seeked? No way. Jeleng gets knocked out too. And what was he doing there? XMIBs. He was so much low with his HP, but still he managed to pull out that 1v2. Such a good player he is. Such a brilliant clutch that was. Second circle has been initiated. Second circle moves for a 7 hardship. The airdrop joins the party too. Team Not Afraid continuously losing players, but they have a setup. They've put one player onto that recall tower so that he executes his responsibility well and recalls all the players back into this game. And that has been done. And on the other end, it's QRX versus GNSS. Kaku gets knocked out. Scary will be knocked out by Devil's Grenade. GNS is trying to make situation manageable. Even Clutch, even Hutch was about to get knocked out. Valverde, he's way back. But Valverde might knock down Rehan. Might even backstab QRX. This is a good flank angle and Valverde's position is revealed or not? Does Rehan know about Valverde? I don't think so. And this could be a profitable move for Valverde and for Team GNSS. But Valverde didn't see Scary and Hutch. They're in so much open. What is Valverde doing? Why isn't Kaku asking Valverde to deal those shots on Hutch? They're in so much open areas. Well, they use that smoke, but that's not enough. If Kaku gets knocked out from back in the areas, it's the retard of the BJB. Devil trying to escape, and I guess he has given up. Devil gets knocked out due to that vehicle burst, immediately submits. Valverde had a chance. Trust me. He had a chance. He could have sandwiched QRX Esports there. And Valverde will be finished out too. 1 comes and puts an end to GNSS Esports. They get eliminated on 16th position. It comes down to 15 teams, 54 players. This rondo is moving up pretty quickly. Team Not Afraid, again, they start losing their players. Okagoda gets one. Gets the recall tower too. Whom did he knock out? That was Kancho. And Cantor right now providing information to Kulmain and Leo, but they can't do anything about that. They don't even have any vehicles. So they gotta run towards the circle. It's gonna be a huge distance. It's almost 2.5 kilometers. 2,500 meters. Ain't no joke to travel, and especially when you don't have vehicles. It's like a give-up situation. Team Darkness with 7 eliminations. They've utilized that recall phase so well. A good start they have. And they will enter the circle from the southern areas. In the northern regions, there is Team NT holding, Team Nevert. And they can be backstabbed. Because right behind them, it's Team Executioners who got a winner-winner chicken dinner right in Nirama. Right before this game, they got a winner-winner chicken dinner. So their confidence is surely on the 7th sky. But in this game, I haven't seen Lobby being that much rough as compared to the last game. Not much aggression has been seen till now. Players are not taking much risk. Players seem to be a bit restricted. Not openly pushing, not openly initiating fights. Trying to watch their backs. But this is something new. And every game, we see something new happening. Last game we saw too much aggressiveness. Here we're seeing too much aggressiveness. But inside the circle it's a huge chaos. V4M still facing the damage of the blue. Team Never must make the most out of the situation. Axe Esports, they are fighting Team X1NW straight away. That slamming will be going. Leva and Love Me will with the dual ray of hope surviving. Love Me gets a fresh revival. Starboy uses Molotov. Starboy knocks down Love Me. Now Leva is the last player surviving and it's almost game over. X1NW will start accumulating inside this compound. X1NW get 2 things at a time. They get eliminations, they get a good compound inside the circle, and there's a will, there's a way. So X1NW taking the risk, going for that slamming, securing the compound for themselves. Leva knocks down one player, and finally Leva will be flushed out. A good fighting spirit there by Leva. Starboy with a 1v4. And with this, Axe Esports gets eliminated on 15th position. 14 teams, 50 players. Fight continues. Now it's MTN. Matek gets knocked out. And MTN is far away from the circle. They need to wind us up very quickly. And even if the rotation costs them a player, they shouldn't hesitate. But XMIB gets knocked out. And MTN, while moving, are they going to pick him up? Or are they going to continue towards the circle? Well, they are looking interested in saving their teammate. And even X1NW, they are focusing on the circle. Well, now they are present inside the circle. MTN will continue to move. Circle number 4 has been initiated. Circle moves for a centralized shift. And V4M, still the struggle continues. They have no vehicles. That's the problem here. SY Esports have been out of the sight till now. Just 2 eliminations for them. Pokagoda gets knocked out because of the blue zone. Gets finished out because of the blue zone. Now the damage is enhanced. More damage is being dealt on players. QRX versus Team Yikes. QRX has been in a really good touch till now. They've shown resilience. First 2 games were blunders. But now QRX, they're on the correct pathway is what I believe. Rehan. Didn't knock down any player. Leora gets her hands on Rehan. Leora gets knocked out. Uh-oh. Leora is still alive. Leora didn't get knocked out. Sorry, that was another player. Let's see what Leora can do. Leora takes down 2 and always whenever there's a clutch like situation, Leora always delivers. She's aggressive. She's on rampage. Rehan gets knocked out and Team Yikes has made a phenomenal comeback in this fight, but Team Dream, Team TD out of nowhere, they go for the third party. Lost will be worked up inside that compound. Leora is unstoppable, gets another player. And she might move out and get another one. Leora gets back-to-back finishes. And that was Luxury Girl who knocked out Simon. So Team TD They got just one achievement, but Simon will get that revival. So no finish. Team TD will get out of this fight. And Team TD, they are eliminated from this game. Sad ending for them. And the way Leora defended that compound for her team, even Simon. Such an impressive play by both these players. Sansud Bhawan, they go for the third party. One is still camping there. Kulmain gets a surprise, and he has been so much unlucky till now. He always gets stabbed in his back. And this time as well. Leo. Oh my goodness, Leo gets taken down as well. Team Yikes is unstoppable. Who's gonna stop them? There's nobody who can. But one is still holding his position in the same compound. Can he stop these two players? Leora is on whole another league. And in Miramar as well, a clutch-like situation came. She almost knocked out two players, but then she panicked. And that's why she got taken down. But here she is not panicking. The mistakes she made in the last game, she's not repeating them. And this is a quality of a top-notch player. 10 teams, 26 players. V4M. They lose their two gentlemen players. Coach BBL, last place surviving. Behind the rock he is, right on the edge of the circle, empty right in front of him. And Ghosh gets spotted, and panic rises for him. Does he have any utilities with him? Oh, he gets spotted by Kyo. V4M gets eliminated on 10th position. The amount of pace this game has got is unreal. Well, now we were seeing so much passive kind of a game, but all of a sudden, so much aggressiveness has popped in. Teams are unstoppable. They're just fighting. Leora finally gets knocked down, and one is still holding inside that same compound. And did he end Yikes? Well, he ended Leora's reign. 12 eliminations for QRX. So much patience by one. Simon right in front of him. One switches the seed, and one gets that finish. Simon gets good. What a play by one. He finally stops Yikes. He finally stops Leora and Simon's deadly duo. Such a big achievement for him. Claws. Sefki versus X1NW. Oh my god, what was that? That was Claws with just one grenade. He knocked out two players. X1NW fell on their face. Hell no. 5 teams and 14 players. Starboy knocking down Not Afraid 1. Bugatti gets knocked out. SY Esports. Well, they still have the 3 players alive. Hamo has those 2 grenades, but he is pretty much confused where to focus. Boruto is about to die. He's about to get eliminated. And Stefki finishes Boruto. Hamo gets spotted. And Hamo is a bit lucky right now. He's a bit favored by luck that he never has seen him yet. Starboy knocks down Maytek of Team MTN. 14 eliminations have been secured by Team MTN as well. They have been rocking till now. Circle moves for a northeastern shift. X1NW on the edge of the circle. 2 players are still alive for them. But MTN Esports, I believe they are going to win this game. They're going to end up getting that winner-winner chicken dinner. And fortune supposed the Brave. MTN, they've been playing like a brave team till now. And I guess the circle, the upcoming shift will favor them too. This is stage 6, ladies and gentlemen. And after 15 seconds, we'll be seeing the 7th shift of the circle. And Hamo desperately goes for the slam, and there's nothing he can do about it. But he's going deep inside the circle. Gets a spot. Hamo gets spotted. Did MTN see Hamo settling down right in front of them? Sefty, he will be killed. And with this, Team 20, they are eliminated. Another team gets eliminated. It's Team DR who gets eliminated on 4th position. So it's 3 teams, 6 players. MTN Esports, they have a huge numbers advantage. Maytek gets finished off, but still 3 players are alive. Hamo gets cooked with that grenade. X1NW versus MTN. This fight is going to be a delight to watch. 2v3 scenario. Can X1NW turn the tide? Can X1NW turn the table? They have no utilities. Starboy with 7 eliminations. Clutcher has just 2 Molotovs, but creating openings with Molotovs at such a huge distance, I don't think so. That is possible. Grenades were important at this point. But X1NW, they are not that much lucky. And Starboy, he closed in. He took down one player. Immediately, he will get that finish as well. 8 eliminations now. Starboy has secured the airdrop, joining the party. MTN has grenades. Can they create some openings with those grenades? It's a 2v2 fight. And so he gets knocked out. It's Kyo alone. Next one, NW, they're about to win this game. Let's see how sharp reflection of Kyo are. Starboy using that airdrop wisely. Clutcher is knocked out. It's a 1v1. It's a 1v1 and Starboy will be taken down. Oh my god. MTN Esports gets that winner chicken dinner. Such a dramatic finish for this game. X1NW has to compromise with hashtag 2. They came so close. At the end, it was just a 1v1. Starboy, who performed incredibly well throughout the game. At the end, he fumbled. He had a cover. He had everything. But he lost it. I cannot believe it. Nobody can believe it. But MTN, winner chicken dinner for them with a total amount of 18 eliminations. And with this, ladies and gentlemen, we come to an end of this game number 3. That was Rondo. We'll be taking a short break and we'll be right back with match number 4. Till then, make sure to hit that like button and the subscribe button. We'll be right back. Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Hope Super Series Hashtag 22 semifinals brought to you by Hope Esports. We are all set to start off with match number 4, the main event of the evening. Flight path is here, initiating from Lipovka and finishing off towards the western city of Georgiapol, particularly favoring the northern regions of Erangel map. It's pretty much easy for players to access the northern edge. Difficult to head towards Ostovka military base, and I don't think so players are gonna extend a lot from the flight path. Players are gonna just be close to the flight path, and maybe they'll expect the first circle to be in association with the flight path. But in Erangel, I guess rotation is never a problem. So even if the circle is far away from you, you can easily grab your vehicles and start heading towards the circle. Well, right now, Team GR, they're dropping it out to skirts of Lipovka. In Lipovka, we can see Team 16, they're fighting Team Axe Esports. Executioners, they're gonna fight Team Axe Esports. Menace Hazen's courthouse area. Tanjiro with that opening created, one gets knocked out, one immediately will be sent back to the lobby. Tanjiro gets another one. This time it was Mike Royce will be finished out. Third elimination will be secured by Axe Esports, and now Executioners, they're just left with 2 players, QRX, in the same area. QRX lost a player too. So not really a good start for QRX Esports. Immediately after dropping, they lost their big asset, that is one. Alap Esports in school apartment, they are fighting Team GNS's Victoria Bofi. Both of them sharing the same apartment. Bofi doesn't have a helmet right now. He got a level 1 one. Got a level 1 helmet for himself. What? Where did that cycle come from? My goodness. Well, now the action begins. And all the players out of this building. The rest of the 2 players, Mintel and Cobra. Will they try to cross and enter the main building? Valverde, he has pinned them down. Didn't even give a chance to cross. Kofi, Victoria, both of them spamming that shotgun. Kofi needs to make those connections. Bofi gets knocked out. What about Victoria? Can she bring something to the table? No way. Victoria gets knocked out too. Mintel, well, he entered the same building. On Minto Misasu, Cobra is the last player surviving, and Cobra will be taken down. GNSS Kakuk. He cooks Alap Esports. 1v2. GNSS survive. And unfortunately, Alap Esports gets eliminated on 17th position, which is not really a good way to close the semifinals, because this was the last game. And Alap Esports struggled in the last game as well. Here on Lipovka, it's QRX Esports versus Executioners versus Axe Esports. Executioners is way too behind. And Manfilas, he just have a pistol with himself. Ain't enough. A pistol ain't enough. And I guess if the opponents get to know that Manfilas is just surviving with a pistol, it will be game over for him. But why did Axe Esports take so much time to take down just one thread, which is right beside them? Why so much hesitation? QRX Esports, they don't have much area to move. They're suppressed in a very small area. Wait for M Esports and Yasnaya Poliana, even NTB Esports, they are present in Yasnaya Poliana right now. And I guess NTB Esports, they eliminated Team Not Afraid. 3 eliminations they've secured. Yes, Team Not Afraid, they're out. They're eliminated on 14th position. 13 teams, 45 players. So much aggressiveness till now. The last game lobby has always been this much rough. And now Manfilas has given his opponents an idea that he just has a pistol. He knocked out a player with that pistol too. Made the most out of it. That's the best he could do. Rehan knocking down Dane, so eventually Axe Esports, their game has become much more worse. They've lost all the control they had here in Lipovka. Minus gets a frag too. Manfilas is surely going to get flushed out. QRX Esports, eventually this situation becomes much more profitable for them. Tanjiro is the last player surviving. QRX, step by steps, collecting all the frags. And on the other end, NTB Esports, they initiate their fight with V4M. Feroxy, he is finished out. Viper is knocked out, so it's a 3v3 fight. And V4M doesn't really need to worry. But right now, Viper is getting the revival. Nintendo, well, with that pump shotgun, he is still waiting. Meanwhile, Bisha, he pulls that grenade and Bisha knocks down Pain. And V4M Esports now, they are lacking in numbers as they are just down to 2 players. And it's difficult to revive Pain as well. And just to revive Pain, I mean, giving up your other players is not a wise decision in my opinion. And Tendo gets knocked down. Well, Tendo could have revived the Pain, but so much panic there is in the minds of these players. V4M Esports, Herms is the last man standing. Can he create a difference now? A 1v4 situation, and Herms couldn't even knock down our player. Herms gets finished out. Yes, Snap Polena will be conquered by NTB Esports. They eliminate 2 teams. Epic Gunpowder will be shown by their side. Well, in Rozok, Bugatti, he's caught off guard. Just 11 ammo in the Uzi. That pre-fire works. L25 finishes Bugatti. SY Esports gets eliminated on 11th position. It all comes down to 10 teams, 33 players. DJV playing very passively, very cautiously. MTN Esports, they dropped in prison. They're all set to rotate. 4 eliminations, even they've secured X1NW. Last game was pretty much good for them because they got tons and tons of finishes, but just hashtag 2, which is a pain in the heart because they were about to get that winner chicken dinner. I feel like they sort of threw that game. Starboy, he played so well in the last game, but right when it needed the most, he couldn't contribute. And this has been the story most of the time. The last game lobby is so much rough, so much dirty. Players, they don't stop, they just continuously invest themselves into fights. And in this game as well, we saw in Rondo, just because there was recall, we didn't see much eliminations in the initial stages, but later on the game grabbed so much speed. The game sped up so much. We were seeing fights after fights here in Erangel. We saw fights from the very initial stages. I mean, Lipovka, a drop location like Lipovka had 3 teams in it. DJV Pros versus GNSS. GNSS won a great fight too, but they are lacking in numbers. There was a silly mistake in my opinion. GNS is moving very closely. GRX versus Team GR in Lipovka. That fight is on. Alpha knocking down Devil. Alpha knocking down 2 players. Valverde gets knocked out as well. Kakuk is the last man standing. And Retard, oh my goodness, that's Retro. My goodness, what a spray that was. Didn't take much time. There was such a long range, but Retro with that fabulous spray takes down Kakuk. And GNSS gets eliminated on 9th position. We'll head towards Lipovka, ladies and gentlemen, as a mega fight is happening there. GRX versus QRX versus Team GR. Revival process is going on. Rehan goes for the revival. Flasher revives. Wait. Rehan goes for the pre-fire. Won't be able to make those valuable connections. Rehan still waiting upstairs. And we try to bait Rehan. Won't really work. It's a 2v2 scenario. But now the revival process has been executed and Team TR eventually has the numbers advantage as they are 4 players strong. Flash knocking down Hutch. And Rehan is all alone. He takes down 1 player. It was a good fighting spirit, but Jalant won't miss. QRX Esports gets eliminated on 8th. 7 teams, 26 players. This is just the stage 2, ladies and gentlemen. It seems like this is a classic match. Teams are trying to find their opponents. Bisha gets caught off guard. And Team NTB as well. Val is in open areas. But NTB doesn't need to worry as they are having all their players alive in this game. And it's a head-to-head battle. They are breathing the same air as MTN. Maytek goes for the desperate slamming. Moving way too closely. And Maytek will be immediately humbled. Kyo, well, he tried to make most out of it. Swapped the seat of the vehicle. He retaliated as well. And MTN Esports, they're down to 2. Oh no. Too much overcommitting there. MTN buys themselves so much amount of time now to complete those revivals. And on the back end areas is the Yikes. Look at the HP of XMI BV. Bisha is the last player surviving. Viper is fleshed out. Simon knocking down Ashoji of X and 1W. Yikes versus X1NW. This fight has begun. This war has begun. Clutcher is out. Starboy is the last player surviving. VXs won't be bothered with that grenade. But now Starboy is into action. And with that DBS, he knocks down Taika. But Starboy gets knocked out as he was all alone and barely surviving in 10 HPs. This was expected. And without any issue, without any struggle, Taika will be revived. And now the focus should be on NTB. But I guess NTB Bisha has clutched Team MTN. We have seen this masterpiece. We haven't seen this masterpiece. We missed this masterpiece. I'm sorry. But Bisha, what a man, what a player he is. 11 eliminations have been secured by Team NTB, out of which 8 have been contributed by Bisha. And he wiped the existence of Team MTN from this game. And Yikes don't really know that there's just one player inside that compound. Even they cannot believe it. Just 5 teams and 11 players are alive. What is Team DR waiting for? They're in Lipovka. They need to start moving as soon as possible so that they get more finishes. One last player surviving for X1NW. He's usually separated too. God Esports. They have just one last player surviving. It's Non. And even Non is interested in fights. Visits the seat. Finds Simon. And knocks down Simon. Wow, didn't really need to do anything extra. Just held his seat tight there. And eventually Simon came in her aim. In Xenon it is. Will be knocking down Simon, then flush him out. Wow, knocks down another player. My goodness! Xenon, you gotta be kidding me! That's a clean sweep! That's a clean clutch! God Esports Xenon! How on earth can you do that? What a play! You gotta be kidding me. I cannot believe what I've just seen. Probably the best clutches I've ever seen in my entire life. And now it's time to take down Bisha. Xenon will try to move much more closer. Oh, Bisha will be taken down too. 11th elimination for Xenon. And now Xenon, he moves towards Team DR. Well, Team DR, they are 3-man strong. And just one last player surviving from Team X1NW side. Xenon just trying to find a way to catch at least one player off guard so that he reduces the numbers game here. Flasher gets knocked out eventually. Xenon's hard work will be saved here. But now Xenon must go for the third party as completely Team DR, they're engaged into their revival. And they've just now waken up from fight. They're trying to rise back. But within a fraction of a second, Team DR makes the situation manageable for them. And Xenon in a situation of 1v4. Can he clutch? S12K he has. Whenever you have this weapon, you get a boon to clutch. Xenon was about to get knocked out. Made sure that there is nobody behind him. It takes down Zukai. Massive pre-fires there. Zukai gets knocked out with absolute ease. Xenon facing no issues, no trouble. Knocks down another player. This time it's Glasha. And Xenon is unstoppable. Somebody just stop this player. It's a 1v1 left. Was it Jalan? Oh, and Jalan takes down Xenon and it's all over. Team DR wins this game with a total amount of 7 eliminations. Hashtag 2 for Team God Esports. Hashtag 3 for X1NW. And with this, ladies and gentlemen, we come to an end of match number 4. I hope you all guys have enjoyed and fierce. Make sure to hit that like button and the subscribe button. We'll be meeting tomorrow. Till then, bye bye, good night, and take care, ladies and gentlemen.